Welcome to the CEO Crowd Show. I'm your host and coach, Rebecca Nesbitt, and today we're talking about using your intuition in business when it goes against the advice of the business gurus. I'm having an increasing number of conversations around people being given outdated tactics, implementing those tactics, not seeing the results, and then the rebuttal from the course, program, coaching is it's your mindset, it's your energy, it's your vibration, and no one's addressing that actually the tactics are outdated. And I'm not naming names, I'm not pointing fingers. If you have felt like you have been a part of a program where maybe someone gained their success 17 years ago and now has a very different set of problems in a very different landscape, and they're still trying to tell you how to start and it's not working, then this is a conversation to listen to, because I don't believe that you're always the problem. I don't always agree with this. You have to take radical responsibility and everything's on you, because sometimes we can invest in people who guide us in the wrong way. And quite often it's because we've separated from our intuition. We are coming from a place of brokenness or feeling like we need to feel enough and we are not. And we've reached out for support and we've just reached out to the wrong people. So, like I said, no names. This is not a tell all story, but I do believe that there are great coaches out there too. So, I know it can be disheartening. And I hope that this conversation can be really healing. This conversation is literally just my opinions on going against business strategy and how we've leaned into essentially what I believe over what some business guru thinks that my business should be, as well as two really key questions that you can use that can help you to guide your own intuition and feel grounded and safe when you make those decisions to go against what you're being told to do, while you actually search for or move towards what your intuition is calling you to do. So I know it's a big topic, but it's going to be a lot of fun because there's a lot of story in it, and I'm really excited that you're here for it. So let's get started first of all with, if we haven't met before, what an episode for you to choose, my friend. But if we haven't met before, I run a membership called the CEO Crowd. And the CEO Crowd is a community for female business owners that work in the online space. They're typically between 0 and 5 figures a month. They've seen some levels of success, but they're probably questioning, like, why am I not the next Jenna Kutcher, Marie Forleo, Tony Robbins, whatever it might be, right? And you've maybe been in the game for the same amount of time and it's frustrating. And the missing link, I believe, is community and support. So the CEO Crowd really exists to give people a place where they are seen and they are heard as an individual. Quite often we invest in these big programs, especially when we're talking business gurus. We invest in these big programs and they're very generic and we don't get what we need out of them because no one's actually looking at our business. We wanted to create a space where people were really held at a high level of someone supporting you with your business and finding and sourcing opportunities and connections and collaborations for you relentlessly, so that you can have more time to do the things that you need to do in your business and know that there's someone else looking out for you and that it's not just you and you're not alone. That's really what we stand for at the CEO Crowd. So now that you know what we do, this is not a sales pitch. This is just to give you context for a few of the things that we've really done that are different from what people should do in the membership space specifically. So the first thing, because we are a community, that we have done differently is I don't speak at you all the time. I like to have conversation and I like to create conversation and facilitate conversation. So quite often what happens is When someone decides to create a community, it's because they have something to say and they have people that want to listen to what they have to say. This term of coaching has become very broad, and from learning about coaching at university, what I understand is coaching comes from counseling, counseling came from psychology. The whole deal with psychology is listening and asking very good questions and listening more. Counseling is almost a lighter touch version. And then coaching is this like motivational sister on the side that's like there with the hype, there to push you for sure, but also to inspire you to become the best version of yourself, and best is subjective to everyone. So you still need to listen because we all have different definitions of what is success in our business, what is success in our lives. And you have to actually know someone to be able to really support them to move forward. I think you can get amazing shifts and changes from listening to someone on a stage. I really do. I have benefited from that massively. It was the first thing that got me interested in personal development was watching Tony Robbins' I Am Not Your Guru changed my whole life. So I do believe that there is a space for that. But what seems to have happened is we've taken this idea of someone speaking at you on a stage and we've just put it into an online space and called it a membership. And it's just you giving your opinions. Ironically, that is what this entire episode is about, is just what I think about things. But when it comes to the community, that's not my job. I'm there to be there and to hold space and to coach and support, absolutely. But I have to listen. And also, I have to create the community. So my role is very much less coaching, unless it's in, we have an Ask Rebecca Anything circle where you can get your questions answered anytime, because coaching, I know the value and I know how powerful it is. But the membership itself is for community. It's not for me to talk at you for an hour and you to go click off your screen and think, okay, well, I'm motivated to do like one thing. And oh, now I'm tired. Now I'm going to bed. I might get up tomorrow and do it again. Maybe I'll go to that call next week. No, it is to be a place where you can come and you can feel seen and feel heard and you get to speak and people listen and we care and we're interested in you. It's not about me being the most interesting person in the room. It's actually about me holding space for everyone in the room. And that's something that is very much against what typical memberships are. They're usually set up as, you get the masterclass and you get a Q&A and it's people just speaking at you and freaking upselling you all the time. Bonus, something that we don't do in the CEO crowd is we don't freaking upsell you every 2 seconds. We actually don't upsell you at all. And it's so different because my intuition said, don't be the main event. This is not the Rebecca membership. This is the CEO crowd. It's not for me to just be the center of attention all the time. I think that's very egotistical of me to believe that I have all of the answers. I have a good amount of guidance, that's for sure. But that guidance has to be in alignment with who that person is, or it's just pointless. So that was the first thing we did different. A coach's job is not to speak at you, contrary to popular belief. And that's not what we've invited into the membership. Even though adding all of these extra things where people just talk at you all the time is absolutely something we could do. We could bring in external masterclasses. We only do internal masterclasses because I think, again, it's really important that our members know each other and that they're supported to deliver and to connect on a deeper level. There's no better way to connect than to literally go to their masterclass. But we could bring in external speakers. I could speak at people all day, every day. I could do a video live every single day. People could come to it and I could be like, here's my freaking 2 cents today. I could do all of that. But it's not the Rebecca Show. It's about community. It's about you being the star of the show, not me being the star of the show. So clearly I'm very passionate about this and we're going to move on. The next thing that we've done differently is our pricing. So when we started, we had monthly and annual pricing and we very intentionally changed to annual only in January of this year. We did a whole promotion around it. We let everyone know a month in advance, I believe, that this was happening, and we changed our pricing to annual only. And the reason is because it's twofold. One is because retention in communities is a problem for any membership. Your typical retention, I believe, is 4 to 5 months. We're fortunate that our monthly retention is beyond that. But our purpose with the CEO crowd, and this is when we're not just looking at the numbers, because numbers are very important, don't get me wrong. It's very important that your business is profitable. It's very important that you're keeping a track of your numbers and you're consistently growing. Totally understand that. But there is a very human side to your business. And when we look at the human side of our business, the reason that we don't do monthly is because we are a small community. We will never go beyond 200 people. We will have a wait list when we get to beyond 200, because we want to keep it a community that you do feel seen and heard in. And it's very important that we can continue to cultivate those relationships and do what we do very, very well. And when you get beyond 200 people, then it just gets a little bit wild. So we've decided that we're going to cap the number of people that we have because, like I said, we want it to be a community. So community is not built in 1 month. You can go into something, be there for a month, kind of scope it out and be like, this is okay. It's kind of like the first time I listened to the Torch and Poets Department by Taylor Swift. The first time I listened to it, I was like, well, I love anything she's going to do, but it all kind of sounds very similar. And then the second time I listened to it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And now on the 340 millionth listen this morning, I was like, this is amazing. This is the best album ever. It takes time. It takes time to fall in love with something, that's for sure. But it takes time also to make friendships. You'll see this from, if you think back to school, if you didn't move around a bunch, I did, but you maybe had, a friend in primary, elementary school that you had all the way up to high school. You might still be friends now. And that's because friendships are built over time. They're built over many other things, but time is really a factor. And we don't give ourselves time. This like modern age of like you have to be doing, doing, doing all the time. It's not healthy for us. And it's not set up for friendships and relationships. It's set up for like quick wins. And what we wanted to instill in the CEO crowd with annual pricing is that this is truly for you to come in and to connect with people and have these relationships, build these relationships. And I can think of nothing worse. If, for example, right now you've had the best month in business, you're like, hey, I'm going to invest in a program for myself. You invest, amazing. The option's there to do it monthly, say, and you're like, oh, it's great. Well, I'm just going to test it out for a month to see if I like it. 6 months down the line, you're super busy. You're flat out. You've not used the membership in 3 weeks. You've got all the connections that you need. So you can just like, I'll spend time with them outside of the membership. That's totally fine. But now I'm really struggling financially in my business, and I'm struggling financially as a person. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut off all these extra spending. The membership's one of them. It's okay. It'll be fine. And that is the exact point where if you're flat out and you're freaking broke, you actually need really the most support. You need business support in your advice. You need business guidance and advice and support in your business when it's struggling. And you need support as a person when you're flat out and busy. And what we don't do is we don't give the time to connecting because we're so busy doing and trying to create something, whether it's another leg of the business to make more revenue, whatever it might be. And those are actually times where you need people. They're the times where you need to come in and be like, I'm so frustrated. I'm struggling. This is hard. Someone help me. I don't know how to, I need to build a website and I don't know how. I need to do this funnel and I don't know how. I've been plowing money into ads and it's not working. And all the things. It's like word vomit once it starts coming out. And you need people to hold that space, people that care about you, people that know you. It can't just be this like random mash of people that you just like blow up on in the coffee shop because they've given you your coffee and you've spilt it and then you just told them your whole life story and you're crying. Like, we actually need people that care about us, around us, to support us, that also have the expertise to lift us up and to support us to move forward. So I think that it's really, really underrated, the time investment into just being in the same room with people time after time is so powerful. Being known, being seen, people remembering you, it matters. And you can't do that in just 1 month. That's why the annual pricing. And we're very aware that there are a million reasons why you would add in monthly pricing, whether it was financially to make it easier on people, which effectively it doesn't, because if you pay monthly, you always pay more than the annual price anyway. So it's kind of a moot point. You're just paying it all in a lump sum. There's the freedom of joining something and then leaving. There are many reasons why people say everyone should do monthly. But if it goes against my intuition, why would I do it? If I believe that community needs to stand the test of time, then I need to stand behind that. My business has to stand behind that. And that's where your intuition will come in. And every single time, because we get asked the question very often, do you do monthly? We get asked it so often. And every time my intuition is like, nope. My intuition is like a savage. She's like, no, we do not. And she wants to get like a little sassy on her high horse. My usual response is, no, we only offer annual. And if it feels right, then this is all the things that you get for the annual pricing. So that's something else that we did that's very against business strategy. We did it in a strategic way to introduce it, but we have retained it and have definitely seen like a pushback. But ironically, your intuition can take it because she knows her stuff. She knows you better than you even know you consciously. And the third thing that we did that really goes against the advice is we added live courses at no upsell cost. I've been in coaching for a decade now, 10 years, which feels weird to say, but accurate. And I've run one-to-one programs, group programs. I felt very inspired to create a program around the conversations that we were having within the community, the conversations I'd had in onboarding, and I could have made it an upsell. I could have made it a completely separate program, and I could have linked it back into the CEO crowd at the end. So I could have pulled a lot of people in just for this program. And I decided that wasn't how I wanted to do things. We actually got some market research feedback, and we had considered adding a VIP tier to our CEO crowd and what that could look like. And if people wanted to be kind of in smaller rooms and have even more support and guidance and one-to-one time. So we floated it by the community, and most of the community said they wanted it, but we did get one reply and it really stuck with me. And it was, I'd love the upgrade option. I just don't know why I have to pay more money. And I was like, well, business strategy says when you get more access and you get more perks, you have to pay more for that. And it gets into this crazy world of like, that's the value. And then people think that the value is equal to their self-worth. And that's a whole other conversation. But that comment really stuck with me. And I thought, you're actually really right. I don't know how many programs I've been a part of where I've just been upsold and upsold and upsold for something that I know that I need and they know that I need. And they constantly tell me that I need, right? And I thought, well, we're going to add this course and we're just going to make it opt-in. If you opt in, you get the extra support. You get all the added bonuses. But if you don't opt in, the membership stays the same. It's of no cost. You just have to like raise your hand. And so against business advice. I believe the term or the comment that you would get from the business gurus is you're just leaving money on the table. And this leads me to how this can actually help you. Because I know there's been a lot of opinions, and I didn't give you my opinions to change your opinions. Your opinions are wonderful. If it has impacted you, I'd love to hear about it. You can DM me at CEO But this brings us to what are the questions that you can ask yourself when you're going against the business advice and you're trying to stay grounded and you're trying to continue to listen to your intuition. And I want to start with you're leaving money on the table, something I've heard. And my first question, when I know that my intuition is saying something different, is can I financially support this decision? Can I financially support no more money coming in this month? And the answer is yes. So I can leave money on the table if I want to. Now, that might not be your situation. And I always recognize the insane amount of privilege that I have to be able to say that. It was not always the case, that's for sure. There were some times where I was like, I will do anything for, $5. Like it was ridiculous. I was like, I will do 18 yoga classes of a weekend just to make, I think I was making like £100 at one point, and I was like, this is a lot. So I know what it's like to be like in the hustle and doing it and being like, gosh, like scrambling. We're fortunate we're not in that place. And I believe it's because I've listened to my intuition above all else. But can you financially support your decision? If the answer is yes, you can leave money on the table, it's fine. Because actually, you're probably not leaving money on the table. The likelihood is we would have got a couple of sign-ups to that, but those people could equally have just signed up for the CEO crowd. So we're really not losing out. And we're building an even better relationship with the women that are in the CEO crowd because they actually know that they can trust me. There's a lot of narrative around the know, like, and trust factor, and trust is so underrated. You have to show people they can trust you. Trust is built over time, just like friendship and just like membership should be. And the second thing to think about, the second question that I would give you if you're listening to your intuition, but you're kind of questioning because when you start doing this work, it's really hard, is can you energetically support your decision? And again, with the adding of courses, that was accurate. We could energetically support the decision. When it was monthly versus annual pricing, could we energetically support the decision of all the conversations that you have to have that say, no, we don't do monthly anymore? Yes, I could do that. So asking yourself, can I financially support my own decisions and can I energetically support my own decisions? That will give you grounding to listen to your intuition. If the answers are no, then you might have to be making some different decisions right now. I want to live in reality and tell you like what entrepreneurship is really like. Like I love to live in the freaking land of the fairies and think that everything's going to work out wonderful and talk all about manifestation. But at the same time, reality is reality. And sometimes you cannot financially support your decisions. You can't energetically support the decisions. So you have to make some different decisions. It doesn't mean that you have to do exactly what the business gurus say. It means you can still do things in your way, but you might not be able to do them in the way that you want to just yet. Like, for example, I would love nothing more than this is something that I have like in my brain for the CEO Crown future. I would love to send everyone a birthday gift and a Christmas gift. I think that would be the most joyous thing to do. Like send it. I love doing this for my one-to-one clients is like sending them gifts and like taking them on VIP days that they just don't have to pay for. And they just like are in it and they love it. And it's just, I love to spoil people, right? And I would love to be like very much like Oprah, like you get a car and you get a car. Can I financially support that decision yet? Like, not quite yet. We're trying, we're on our way. But I have to really listen to the more strategic side of me that says, like, not yet. And that's okay. So there are times where there will be like a middle ground. But I hope that this gave you some insights today into your own intuition. Maybe there was something that was said that really piqued your interest, and something that you'll take away is if you can support your decisions, it doesn't matter what anyone else says because your business is your business and it's up to you. And sometimes, unfortunately, we are given bad advice. We're given bad support. We're given bad coaching. We're given bad guidance, and bad is subjective, but bad here means not right for you. It's not right for you. It's not right for who you are. It's not right for your business model. It's not right for the market right now, whatever it might be. I do truly believe that if we can listen to our intuition, we will never be guided wrongly. And I hope that this speaks to your intuition today and helps you make some of those decisions that you really want to make in your business, but you're not because someone else said that you couldn't do that. You can do it. And if you're looking for a community of people that equally believe that you can do it, then come and hang out with us at a networking event soon. We want to hear about you. We want to hear about your business, what you're working on, and we would love for you to join our space. So feel free to hit that link below. It's a completely free event. We'd just love to get to know you a little bit more and connect you with a lot of our current clients as well as the people in our network that could be doing similar things to you. They might be doing totally different things. They might be great collaborations, might be people that you could support, or maybe they need your support. And you'll get those opportunities after attending one of our events every single week. So we'd love to see you there. And in the meantime, until next week, CEO, we will be over here believing in you.